See, as per industrial psychology, the ultimate thing what you need to look into in an organization is you have to retain the employees who have joined in your company. Okay. So, employee retention and employee separation is very important deliverable of the effectiveness of the functioning of your HR. Okay. See here it has got a psychological component of why the person gets retained in a company or what happens during the separation and how psychologically you can influence them from retaining them inside the organization, because as I've told you, the very concept of managing men is it's not like recruiting people, finding fault in them and then sending them out of the organization. It becomes a collective responsibility of the HR managers as well, or else the behavioral scientist in the organization to retain people inside the organization. Okay. And it has got a legal entity as well. It is not just like that a psychological entity, it is a legal entity as well. So we need to understand there are certain things in the employee separation. One is voluntarily they go off because they have, for some other reasons which doesn't have any impact from the organization, they just leave the organizations and they go, though they are satisfied with the job, they go away from the job. Okay, there will be some external reasons for that, but sometimes they will be dissatisfied with the job and they leave the job. In this case only we have to find out why they are dissatisfied with the job and why are they leaving the organization. If psychologically they get affected because of the HR practices, then we have to actually find out which HR practices influences them to have a dissatisfaction, and then which people actually, what function you have to identify, and then we have to even look into the environmental turbulences as well, and we have to have some strategies on coming out with some ideas or interventions to keep them safe. Okay, you got my point, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, now we have to understand this particular unit and about involuntary and voluntary turnover, and then we will be looking into job satisfaction, what gives to job satisfaction, and then what is a legal term you have to look into. See, because people, those who are looking into all these things, also have got some heart, right? So they should also not be psychologically affected because they keep on doing welfare measure and they keep on doing good to them, and in turn someone is keep on going to blame them, then they also are people. So what we should do is we should create a system and all of them should be very peaceful and contented. Okay. So now the reason for having all these things is like, first of all, any organization needs people to be satisfied. We need to have loyal customers, loyal employees, isn't it or not? And we have to maintain our people. That's very important. That is a good indicator. Okay, in a family, if the husband and wife get separated, then what happens? It means that there is no understanding. So at any place, we use even the word employee engagement. Where do you use the word engagement? Only in marriage life, we use the word engagement. Engaged, you are committed. Okay, so these words and all we use. So like if in life partners and relationships you use those words, just imagine the same sort of intensity you have got towards the organization as well. Okay, you have to be committed. You give a word, you have to be committed. Okay, so that has to be taken care of, and this sort of commitment, loyalty and all is a psychological term. Fine. So you have to understand all those things. See, what is why people leave the organization? First of all, you have to find out the primary reason why a person quits the job. So there are many reasons. You tell me for what reason they will quit the job.
Ma'am, when there is no satisfaction.
Yeah, what? Tell specific. What reason? Satisfaction is a generic term.
Maybe monetary.
Yeah, I'm not okay with the compensation, what I get, the pay, what I get, take home. Ultimately, come on, guys, ultimately it is money. First is money, okay? Supposing you are well off, you are in the middle managerial position, you got good salary. Okay, then as according to Maslow's, you see the screen now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See now, turnover is employee turnover. Okay, in any HR related presentation, whatever I talk will be the turnover, right? Sorry, the employee turnover. It's not the financial turnover. It's the human beings turnover. So I turnover. The other name for turnover is separation. Okay, why people leave the organization? Okay, tell me now. I have got projected. Apart from this, you tell me. You can read. You can tell this also. Yes.
Problems, conflict,
Hmm?
problems,
What problems?
manager, HR, problems,
Huh?
misbehavior,
Be specific. Da. Whose misbehavior?
any, senior,
Okay.
second,
Might be the boss or else a co-worker. Top or else the peers. Anyone. Okay. Look at the word beautifully. What they have used. I didn't like my boss or co-worker. I presumed that he is misbehaving. See, he may misbehave or he may not misbehave. Okay, that is immaterial. But that individual doesn't like his behavior, so they will quit. Okay, and then what else? What else? What other reasons?
Lack of motivation.
Lack of motivation. Okay, there is no creativity. There is no scope for improvement. No challenge.
accidents, ma'am.
Accident. Very good. For accidents, they will go. Why people leave the job? Think in a different way as well. There are two types. One is voluntary separation and the other one is involuntary separation.
Ma'am, when there is no career growth and
When there is no career growth, okay. Sometimes you don't perform well, so you will be fired. Okay, so I was fired, so I went out, or I was laid off because there was no power or there was no raw material. Due to want of raw material or due to want of customers. See, in many of the Kalyan Mandaps now, everything is closed now. So people those are working there were laid off. Isn't it? No business. So how can I give money to them? So they are laid off. Laying off is a temporary separation. Fired is a voluntary, permanent separation. Okay, so permanently or temporarily, people get separated from the organization. Retirement, resignation, accident, death. Okay, all these things are permanent separation. Suspension, dismissal or permanent separation. Suspension is temporary separation. Layoff, then suspension, all these things are temporary separation. So I can recall. Once I resume the job, I will call them again. So permanent or temporary, if it is for permanent particularly, either the employer may send the people out of the organization or the individual himself may go out of the organization. If I am sending them out of the organization, then it is because of the non-performance of that individual. Or personal, I am a person who has got personal whims and fancies, might be I didn't like the person, so I would have sacked him out. Or if he has not attained the target in terms of behavior, we would sack them out. But we are now looking into the only one quadrant. If voluntarily they wanted to go out of the company, then what is the reason? because it is a very bad indicator that many of them leave the organization. It becomes a bad indicator that something is wrong in the company. Supposing if 10% of the people go out from your company, then you can say, okay, fine, that's right. But if it is more than that, then something is wrong with the company. You have to look into. Okay. So now voluntary and involuntary turnover initiated by an employer, it is involuntary. Okay, and they are complying. Often with the employees who would prefer to stay, that is involuntary turnover. But voluntary turnover initiated by the employees, often when the organization would prefer to keep them. Okay, so that you have to look into. So there is some cost also involved in turnover, like involuntary turnover, what happens is you lose your productivity, workplace violence will be there, recruiting, selecting, training, replacement cost is involved in it. So voluntary turnover also you got all these places. See in voluntary turnover, they themselves will go. Naane poiduvaanga. Okay, VRS, voluntary retiring service, they'll go off. Involuntary, they are pushed out of the company, then only you will be having workplace violence. Okay. Now, tell me true or false. A manager who decides to fire an employee should quietly take action alone and then let others know afterwards. Is it right or wrong? Yes or no? True or false? So I want to fire an employee.
True, ma'am.
I should quietly take action, and then after I take the action, I should make it known to others.
True, ma'am.
False. Isn't it or not? It is false, because if I don't tell properly, it will create unrest. Okay. Separating employees has financial and personal risk. Correct or wrong? True or false?
True, ma'am.
Yes, lots and lots of problem will arise because of that. That's the reason we are looking into the psychological aspect of what is making them to go out and what are we supposed to do.
Ma'am, your voice disconnected, ma'am.
I am
Ma'am,
not.
your voice disconnected, ma'am.
Hello, you are hearing me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I speak, man. Okay. See, employee separation organization must develop a standardized systematic approach for discipline and discharge. Okay, and decisions should not be left to one individual, because all of them will penalize him. So you should take a collective decision. Then you should have some policies with you. When you have a stipulated policy and you communicate these policies to individuals when they join the organization, then you will not have all these problems. You can tell them, see, look at the rules, look at the policies you have signed in the document. So you should have clear employee separation policies. And likewise, you should follow some principles of justice. See, here a judgment that the consequences given to employees are just, that should be have some fairness. Procedures also, you should have justice. The method what you use to make employee separation should be intact. And interactional justice, the actions and the counteractions what you get, that also should be taken care in a very precise way. They should not feel very personally. Okay, even when they go out of the organization, they should have a decent employment. You should pay way for that. You can give them 3 months notice on the mutual side, and then you can ask them to go out of the organization. See, outcome fairness is consistent outcomes. It should be there. There should be a consistency between everyone, and then you should know about the outcomes, what is going to happen out of it. Then outcome should be the proposition of the behavior. Okay, here comes the psychological perspective. If a person is very vulnerable, okay, very irrational, and he is fudging the documents, he is doing some sort of crime, disturbing the peace of others, instigating trouble, all these things, definitely you should never retain him inside the company. He is like a virus. Okay, any person who talks against the company. See, I will tell you guys, very simple. You keep this thing till the end of your life. Till the day you are there inside any organization, you should be loyal to the organization. If you feel that you don't want to be loyal or you don't like the organization, come what may, just quit and go off. That's all. Done. The moment you start actually regretting for that company or you dislike the company, immediately just leave the organization and go off. Or else, on the other way, if you are getting salary from that particular organization and you are staying back, if you are eating their food, for God's sake, never ever think bad about the organization. This principle you have to carry it in your mind, because if you do that, if you talk ill about your own organization, or if you actually not able to cope up with what is happening inside the organization, then it is pelting stones on your own glass house. Only you are going to break, because you are part of that organization. You feel that you cannot manage, because what happens is many of them have got this behavior, this nonsense behavior they have got. They will stay in the same organization, they will get their salary, they will get all the benefits, but then they will talk ill about the same organization from head to toe. If that is very irresponsible behavior. Please don't have anyone inside the organization who is of that sort. And another important thing is, if someone has the mentality of quitting the organization, please send them out immediately. Don't try to convince them. Keep this as principles. If someone is telling you, if someone gets a thought that they wanted to go out of the organization, you should have such a plan inside your mind, which is called as succession planning. You should have some successor to replace him in that particular position, because you are running an organization. You are not running a family. You are running an organization. In family only you cannot replace sister, brother, father, mother, you cannot replace. But here in organization, definitely you can replace a person. So until the day they are there with you, if they have got a sense of belongingness, then but naturally you have to treat them in a good way. You have to give them everything which is very judicial in nature. Okay, give them due respect, should not humiliate them, give them all the welfare measures. But still, if they start grumbling and grudging, just tell them, just quit the organization. Put your papers down and get out. So for that, the company should not suffer. You have to have proper assistance for you. Okay. So outcome fairness should be there. Interactional justice should be there. You have to have an explanation of the decision. Give them respectful treatment. You should have consideration and empathy. Procedural justice, actually, you should have the consistent procedures. You should have. Avoid any bias just because you like someone doing good to them and just you don't like doing bad to them. It's not at all right. If someone has done something to you, give them in returns in terms of monetary benefit or any other good. You have to actually compensate for the work they have done to you. Okay, have accurate information. If anyone comes and keeps asking you question, throw them the information. Be very transparent. Okay, don't do anything confidential. Then you should have a way to correct mistakes as well. Supposing what I'm trying to tell you is, it's not for the first time itself if someone is doing an error. See, that error is different, mistake is different. Error means without knowing they will commit error. So you should teach them on how to overcome the errors. But if they keep on doing mistakes as a habit, and they do it and then they come and say you sorry, just ask them, please go out. Okay, and you should have representations of everyone's interest and you should have an ethical standard. So these things you have to keep in mind during the separation procedure. Only then you will not have a psychological discomfort. Okay, wrongful discharge and discrimination should not be there. Discrimination should not be there, wrongful discharge should not be there. So examples of these are written here. So now another important thing is employee privacy. See, employers need to ensure that the information they gather and use for discipline is relevant, get information from the correct person. Privacy issue also concern the employers wish to search to monitor the employees. You should be prudent in deciding who will see the information. Okay, some legal requirements you have to fulfill. See, when you give them facilities like daycare, you should actually protect their privacy. You're not supposed to go and actually talk about what the family is all about. And sometimes what people do is they go and talk, this lady is divorcee, she is a single parent, and that fellow has got this problem, that problem, and that and all they'll have. And likewise, if you got a daycare center, you see that out of this discrimination, if someone is going to harm their children, because the family itself is here, so that also should be protected. You have to be double vigilant with that. So many things should be protected, guys, like information should be protected, human should be protected, they should be consistently treated properly. You have to search for informations discreetly, share informations only to those who is in need of it. Okay, so now you are going to go in for a layoff. Then according to the foreign countries, you have got Workers Adjustment, Retaining and Notification Act, but here you have got Industrial Disputes Act. Okay, you have to, it depends on the country where you are implementing all these things. So discipline, when you talk about discipline, hot stove rule is there and progressive discipline is there. Giving clear warning, hot stove is hiring and firing. Progressive discipline is you tell them the consequences, what is going to happen if he keeps on doing the same mistake again and again. Okay, see here, look at this. This you have to actually keep it in your mind. Immediately you are not supposed to give termination. First one is you go and have an unofficial spoken warning. Then you give them official written warning. Okay, then you go in for second written warning plus threat of temporary suspension. Then you give him a temporary suspension plus written notice. Written notice you call it as a censure. And you give him a last chance to improve. Then finally you go in for a termination. Are you noting it down or not? Simply sitting and watching?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Finish writing. Finished?
Finished, ma'am.
See, these are the serious psychological problems what happens inside the organization, for which disciplinary action should be involved into. You have to take disciplinary problems. Okay, behavior has got a problem here. Tardiness, absenteeism, unsafe work practices, poor quantity or quality of work, sexual harassment of co-workers, coming to work impaired by alcohol or drugs, theft of company property, cyber slacking. Look at these guys. இதெல்லாம் வந்து நமக்கு தெளிவா தெரியும். But look at that absenteeism and tardiness. These are also considered as discipline problems. Just imagine how many of you have been absent for how many of the days. I really feel very bad. Here only you people have got all this privilege. One student has reported today to the campus, one full semester he was less than 50%. But I have given him all privilege and he has gone to the next semester. Other semester I was not able to save him. He did not turn up to the college at all. So we gave him detention. But now he is doing all sort of what you call backdoor work to come and get his degree. Okay, see, why I tell you this is, this becomes an habit. If this is being shown as a way in the place where you work, so your career starts the day when you start your studies, particularly your PG. If you are not able to meet out that in the PG level or the UG level or in your higher education, this will never come as a practice in your workplace situation as well. Okay, guys. So these are considered as psychologically bad behaviors.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, what is tardiness and cyber slacking, ma'am?
See, cyber slacking is cybercrime. Okay, like getting into someone's mail or using someone's password and logging into their domain area, and they will have actually secured confidential files kept in the office. So only one people will have access to it. So if you actually do all those malpractices in the cyber world, then cyber slacking happens. And tardiness is like laziness. Okay. Supposing if you are supposed to come out with this much of output, you are not able to do, and your time and motion study is not progressing properly, then you, if you are not able to give that much of output, or if someone is coming, supposing you work as a front office manager, and then you are asked to convince the person, you are not talking to him at all. Okay. That leads to lack of information given to the third party. So you don't do your work properly over there. Supposing you are machine operator, then it goes very worse. Okay, so that is going to lead you to lots of other problems. Slagging, slag, like
inactive.
Yeah, slagging, like looking very lazy. Like I will give a best example for that. Surender in the class.
Okay.
Only with one example I am telling you. At times I see Surender very active, carrying all the
projector.
When he comes to the class, he was very active. He used to carry all that LCD projector this side and that side, and he was physically very active. But in online classes, 2-3 days, I asked question. He is telling, "Namo purinjichu ma'am, namo purila ma'am." That is tardiness.
Okay,
Simply, Namke was sitting over there and not mentally absent, physically present. So physically online, Surendra's name is coming in, but what he has understood in Keta, onnum therilla. That's tardiness, best example.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, and then see, actually in cyber security, we have got many things. The cyber bullying is there. You giving comments about others and showing male chauvinism, and then dominating and teasing. All these things you can. Those things also you can do there. But here, actually, probing into the information security is cyber slacking. You have got actually passwords, and you have got it is not about the systems which is available in the social media. It is about some security thing which is there in the intranet level. They'll be having many security issues over there. So if you do some malpractice over there, then it is viewed as serious discipline action. The typical stages of alternative dispute resolution, what they will do is they will have an open door policy. Then you can anyone can go in and you can talk to them and then find out a solution for that. Then you got a third party mediation. You would have studied about arbitration, conciliation, adjudication and all. You have studied, right? Hello? Mic testing, 1, 2, 3.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all those things are the outcomes of a discipline action. Okay. See, now alternate dispute resolution, you need to have a policy, outdoor policy. So for each and everything, you have given explanation. What is outdoor policy? What is peer review? See, all these things actually undergoes a psychological turmoil. Okay. So it's not that easy. When you have been called for any discussion, you have been called for any peer review about someone is challenging your work. This is all a psychological impact will be created. So you need to keep in mind you are dealing with human emotions. Okay, more than everything, more than any lawsuit or more than any outcomes of the organization or whatever it is, you have to keep in your mind ultimately you are dealing with human beings. See, when at times students test my patience like hell, okay, only one thing I'll keep in my mind: my ego or my self-esteem, or even sometimes I lose my self-respect as well. Okay, if it is in some way, like if it is a friend or then if it is a relative or a neighbor, we don't even look at their face if they misbehave. But when it comes to your employee, or when it comes to student for a teacher, and when it comes to children of parent, they will look at them as we are dealing with human beings, and they will be very much affected because of your dealing. Your employees will be very much affected because for them it is their livelihood. Okay, so for student it is their life. So if I give suspension order or if I go in for dismissal, what happens is, for you people, you are a bit lucky enough. So if there is if companies like Infosys and the other great companies, they will be looking in for the student record. If a TC is being issued to a student and who has got a suspension, we are not supposed to put good in the TC. We will be putting only fair or satisfactory. புரியுதா? fair or satisfactory TC வச்சு நீ எங்கேயுமே போக முடியாது, எந்த கம்பெனியும் ஜாயின் பண்ண முடியாது. Big companies will never take you inside. Okay, so return suspension order will take you to trouble. Particularly, I will tell you, when there was manhandling in the class, manhandling, physically assaulting someone is such a big crime. You are not supposed to commit it. Okay, according to legal terms, as a HOD, I should have given suspension to you. But you yourself know how many times I have actually forgiven you and I have not given you suspension, keeping in mind about your future. That is the mistake what I have committed. I should have given suspension to certain guys who were involved into manhandling. I should have used my power. Just because I didn't use my power, I gave them excuse. They took it for granted and they tried to ride a pony on me. Okay, you please don't do that in your organization. The very first day itself, you tell them sweet coated, if you are going to do this, I will do this. That's all. Done. Dot. Because that should set an example to others. இல்லாட்டி ஒரு வருஷமா ஒருத்தனை அடிச்சுப்பான். புரியுதா? ஸோ அது பண்ணவே கூடாது. See, if you take last year I gave suspension order to one student. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that if you are doing something very, very sensitive or which should not be done by others, it should be an example to others. Because what happens is like if excuses sometimes when you keep on forgiving others, then forgiving instigates others to do the same mistake. Your forgiveness should not be a criteria or a yardstick from others that you can do it. Repetition of behavior happens, so that should not be there. So in companies, they will not do that. What they will do is they will make them strong enough to withstand all this pressure. They will clearly tell them, keep on telling them right from the day one, see, if you do this, we'll do this. If you do this, we will do this. So they will enable them properly. Okay. So you should be balanced enough. The answer for the question is, அப்ப நீங்க சொல்லுங்க மேம், நம்ம ரொம்ப லீனியண்டா இருக்கணுமா இல்ல ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்டா இருக்கணுமா? Be balanced. Okay, you should know to blow hot and you should know to blow cold as well. ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்க கூடாது. எப்ப பாரு ஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்டாவும் இருக்க கூடாது, எப்ப பாரு ரொம்ப லீனியண்டாவும் இருக்க கூடாது. Okay, you should be very balanced depending upon the activity, not depending upon the person. நீ வந்து ரூல்ஸ் வந்து பர்சன் டு பர்சன் மாத்திக்க கூடாது. Okay, எந்த பர்சனா இருந்தாலும் சரி, personally you like them or you don't like them, that's different story. Okay, sometimes personally you will like some X or Y. Okay, because you will have some replica or you will have a soft corner towards their family background or some sort of thing you would have impressed you. Okay, but அதுக்காக ஆக்டிவிட்டி அவங்க பண்றாங்கன்னா அது வந்து கரெக்ட்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. இந்த மாதிரி இருந்தனா நீ நிம்மதியா இருக்கலாம். அதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து உன் சைக்காலஜியை வந்து நீ கம்ஃபர்டபுளா வச்சுக்கோ. இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் சைக்காலஜி நம்ம படிக்கிறதே அடுத்தவனோட பிஹேவியரால நம்ம சைக்காலஜி அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிடக்கூடாது. புரியுதா? அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அடுத்தவன் சைக்காலஜி எப்படி நம்ம கம்ஃபர்டபுளா வச்சுக்கணும்னு நம்ம பார்க்கணும். அதான் இமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ். See, here in foreign countries they will be having EAP. Here comes your 5th unit, guys. 5th unit is totally on counseling. Okay, counseling, hypnotherapy and all these things. I will share you the entire material. I told you, no, I did a program on hypnosis. I will share you the entire content. You can use it. Okay. See, EAP is referral services that employees are using to treat for emotional problems or substance abuse. What is substance abuse?
Drug consumption.
It is not only drugs, alcohol, tobacco. Have you seen chewing tobacco? Many of them are chewing tobacco. They are not
I've
smoking.
heard, ma'am, but not seen. Uh, 2 years back, I think I saw in that news about the Gutka scam, which was all political about particular political party in Tamil Nadu. That one I heard.
What happened?
One minister, he was responsible for allowing Gutka inside Tamil Nadu from northern parts, and it was banned. Still now, it's illegally available in certain shops. I forgot that. Maybe if I search in Google about that scam, I can recollect.
Actually, you know one thing, I found out in Chennai that this tobacco, right? Tobacco is being chewed by many of them, and it is
Yes,
available
ma'am.
in all Bida shop. In Bida
Yes, ma'am.
shops and all the pawn shops, you know, those shops, or in some of the petty shops. I have seen drivers going to those petty shops and then buying from that shops. Okay, they go to those shops and then they buy from that shops.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, in
even
North,
school students and all,
Pardon?
even school students and all addicted, and they are also chewing
Yeah,
tobacco.
there is one thing called as Mava. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We have
No,
already discussed
ma'am.
about this topic,
Ah,
ma'am.
it is actually a tobacco which is being chewed by people. Please take down these 2 points. Counseling is very important thing what we will be dealing it. One full unit. I'll teach you extra as well. See, counseling actually, I told you, no, in employee assistance program, we have got professional counselors. Okay. See, counseling is nothing but we call it as performance counseling. We don't talk about the personal issues. We talk about the performance, whatever affects the performance of individuals. Those things could be spoken into here. Okay, here in outplacement counseling, when there is a situation that this particular person has to be sent out of the organization, then they have got some professional services who will come there and they will talk to them on how to handle this particular situation. As I've told you, we are actually dealing with human beings. Okay, so you have to treat them with the utmost care. So even when you even when I handle people, the jailers of the prison, and then the wardens of the prison, when we actually deal them, we give them two type of training program for them. One is human rights. Okay, one is human rights. Human rights is like the people, those who are so-called criminals and whose mistakes have been proved to be guilty. They have been posted over there in the jail. But then what happens is like though they are there in that particular jail, they are not still to be treated as criminals. Okay, they have come there to realize their mistake and change them. Okay, if that is the case, then you have to keep them in a proper way. Please write this: job withdrawal, a set of behaviors with which employees try to avoid the work situation physically, mentally, or emotionally. So, when people are not satisfied with their job, this job withdrawal happens. Okay? Have you written this? Please draw this diagram: job withdrawal process. Satisfaction and dissatisfaction components are there, right? So what happens because of job dissatisfaction? The dissatisfaction is caused by personal disposition, task and role, supervisor or co-workers, pay and benefits. So these are the things pertinent inside the company. Because of all these things, we will have job dissatisfaction. Because of job dissatisfaction, we will have some changes. So in job withdrawal, what happens is we have got change in the behavior, and we will have change in the physical job. Physical job withdrawal is we quit the job and we go. Then psychological job withdrawal, actually it will be inside, which is not exhibited. But behavior is something which is exhibited. Got my point, guys? So please write it down. Finished? If you finish,
Yes.
let me know.
Finished, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Finish.
Here comes the causes of job dissatisfaction. Personal dispositions, task and role, supervisors and co-workers, pay and benefits. So these are the four important categories on which we classify the reasons for job dissatisfaction. Personal disposition is some sort of negative affectivity, like, and likewise core self, when we feel that for my worth or for the pays what I am taking, I don't have any reward over here. So core self-evaluation is there. Okay, see, supposing I compare myself with people those who are working in foreign countries, people those who have taken some other job. Okay, so some personal disposition that individual may have. Because of the task and the role, what they do it in the company, they will have some disposition. Okay, dissatisfaction. So one is the role ambiguity, role conflict, role overload. That is the reason why they leave the organization and they go. The next one is because of the people inside. Okay, the supervisor or the core worker, either people on the top or people who work with us, because of their negativity, like conflicts with those people. Another important criteria is the pay and the benefits. Okay, it's very, very important, guys. Pay is actually the indicator of the status in the organization. Okay, they give you very less pay, but they give you different positions. There is no use. What is the use in having a position without giving the pay? Pay and benefits will contribute to self-worth. See, where and all you can, being a HR manager, where can you touch upon? You can actually solve the problems which is related to task and roles. You can solve the problems related to pay and benefits. You can somehow solve the problem related to supervisor and co-worker. If you got a good grievance redressal mechanism, or if you got a good dispute settlement, then you can deal all these things. For that personal disposition, you can have counseling. Now you understood, guys? You have to identify why there is a problem. If there is a problem even with the other two things, task and roles, you have to find out how to cope up with the role conflict. How to cope. Suppose I feel that I am overloaded, but really if I am not so, I should be made realize that I am not having a role overload. Okay, so for this we can have the personal counseling. See, when you talk about the role conflict, actually it is something like quality of work life. So balancing different roles as a family man and as a as a manager or an executive in an organization. How do you actually manage all these roles? So that should be there. So what are the actions employees take when they are dissatisfied? They got a behavioral change. They change the condition. Okay, whistleblowing. They go and they talk to others, tell there is a problem, bring a lawsuit, lodge complaints. Then physical job withdrawal. They put their resignation. Psychological withdrawal. They will not involve in the job. There is decrease in job involvement and organizational commitment. Did you take up this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please take. The unpleasant employees are bad for business. If you don't have a psychological commitment, really it becomes very hard to deal with people. Psychological binding is very, very important to have a pleasant situation inside an organization. Got the point, guys? So what happens is sometimes all good things will happen, but still some of them you cannot change. They will have an unpleasant situation. Their perception will be like that. You can't blame others. Did you write this?
Yes, ma'am. Finished.
What are the consequences which would happen because of the unpleasant psychological discomfort of employees for a business? Here comes job satisfaction. What is psychologically called as satisfaction? See, satisfaction is nothing but a feeling. Okay, it is a pleasant feeling resulting from the perception. See, we always say perception differs from person to person. Okay, you would have seen one a recent meme like thing, you know. The person, they will be in the result podium. Okay, the person who has got first prize, you know, he will be he'll be keeping his mouth like this. The person who has got the third place, you know, like he will be cherishing happily. Okay, he'll feel so happy, you know, like jumping in happiness. But the person at the first place will be looking at him. Okay, so happiness is nothing but it is a choice. You have to choose to be happy. Okay, likewise, job satisfaction is also a feeling. It is a feeling resulting from the perception that one's job fulfills or allows for the fulfillment of one's important job value. So what are the three components for satisfaction? One is value, other one is perception, and ideas of what is important. Okay, so for me something, see, for me, if salary is the important factor which affects the job, affects my satisfaction. Okay, then only that can give me satisfaction. So ideas, what and all ideas? Supposing for me, if see only few slides, I will want to complete this. Okay. So job satisfaction. I think you were you with me when I explained this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, increasing job satisfaction, you have to monitor job satisfaction, for which you need to find out employees being satisfied, and you have to refer depressed employees for help for EAP services. You have to give them clear roles, and role clarity should be there. You should give them social support then share some values with them, help them in pursuing their goals, which means that you should have a career path for them. Okay, career guidance should be there. Then regarding the pay and compensation, I was talking to you, no, the entire unit I was talking to you on compensation. You have to communicate about the pay structure and policies. You have to talk to them about how you calculate the incentives. The appropriate task and roles includes safety precautions as well, particularly when they work on a very risky area. Employees' health and safety, okay, that is also there. Then you have to look into the role analysis, role clarity. Please take down this, very, very important. Here only you get lots and lots of ambiguity. Okay, I don't have a role clarity at all. I keep on doing, I keep on progressing, but my performance is not connected to my incentives. Okay, so who is setting the role that I should know about it, discuss about it, discuss about the expectation, discuss about the duties and behavior. Okay, then talk about the expectations in the role set. And if they expect something else, then you have to modify it. There is nothing wrong in modifying it according to the requirement of that individual. Okay, so analysis, role analysis has to be taken care of. And at the same time, getting along with people, getting along with the co-workers and supervisor is very, very important. You should have people with same values, attitudes and philosophies. You should provide them social support. You should have some sympathy and caring. Okay, and you should help them to attain some valued outcome. So this gives to job satisfaction. And the company should provide opportunities to build a positive relationship. Got the point, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
See, how do you monitor satisfaction? There is something called as a job satisfaction survey. Okay, that survey has to be given, and then you can talk about that. Then there is something, job descriptive index also is there, which talks about the roles and responsibilities. The non-verbal job satisfaction index. And now tell me, for industrial psychology, what would be your rating? Look at the pictorial representation and tell me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Comparing other subjects, I would give 7.
Relative worth of the job. Job evaluation. Okay. This is a very simple subject, man. It doesn't have any content. Okay.
Yes,
like you don't have much of content in the syllabus. But to my knowledge, this is very, 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 very important subject which everyone fails to attend to it. Okay, industrial psychology is the best subject where many of them don't understand psychology. Human psychology, புரியாததால தான் வந்து நிறைய ப்ராப்ளமே அரைஸ் ஆகுது. And I would like to share one important thing with you today. Yesterday we had a convocation, and then Vijita was the first student to get the gold medal as a rank holder in the PG level, because your last class actually we had only 5 students, so they were not eligible. You should have more than 10 students in the class, only then they will give gold medal. So they are the first batch to get the gold medal. So those were the people whom I taught. My first batch in Wales is Vijita's batch. I taught them written and oral communication. The very first day I joined, on March 9th, I joined. That day itself, I went into the class and I took class for them, written and oral communication. Okay. So that is my first set coming out with the gold medal. That is something else. But one important thing, what I felt very proud was when all the other sections were actually revolting for online convocation. This particular batch, like they were so silent and very happy with the virtual convocation. So I felt very satisfied that I have inculcated very good discipline amongst the students, and then they were able to listen and they were able to apply their own mind, and then no one grumbled, like they were so happy with the online convocation. Vijita came and then she got the medal and she went, and in your batch Nandini came and she got the medal and went. Okay, so out of 3 years we will get, but then the 5th year, this is the first batch. So no one grumbled and no one said that I want this, I want that. They were representing from the other sections. They wanted physical convocation. Convocation should be postponed. They were creating lots and lots of nuisance. But then my students were so good enough to have the mental maturity of even thinking by themselves. There was not even a single request. They understood. COVID situation is, what is COVID situation? They understood it very properly. Okay, so social distancing is there. It is a pandemic, yeah. It is a pandemic throughout the world, and you're not supposed to go into a crowd. Okay, so this is God's wish. It's not an individual's wish, and they clearly understood that a HOD can do nothing on this. Whereas in the other group, they were interacting to such an extent that they misbehaved and they put unparliamentary words in the group to a faculty, where I felt very bad. Okay, but I was very comfortable, though when people say that integrated students are immature and all these things, I don't want to get good name from others. We are not working for that. I work for my conscience. So when I realized that there was no grumbling in that particular group, and they were so happy and so receptive, I understood that I have done my job perfect. Okay, and all of them were quite comfortable. This is what is called as job satisfaction. You have your own values. Set your own standards and your values. Don't expect others to come and set values to you. Okay, see, because there is an understanding between the student and the faculty which is invisible. ஒரு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் இருக்கும். அந்த அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் வந்து சொன்னா வந்து அது கேட்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் வந்து உனக்கு கண்டிப்பா இருக்கணும். இருந்தாதான் வந்து நல்லா இருக்கும். அது மாதிரி யூ ஹாவ் டு கிரியேட் இன் யோர் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் வேர் யூ கோ அண்ட் ஒர்க். So blow hot, blow cold strategy. You should have the guts of telling them on their face that they are doing wrong. But at the same time, you have to take up the responsibility of molding them into correct employee. You have to do everything good to them, and you should take up the rights of telling them when they are going wrong also. Okay, when that is the case, you will have a sense of satisfaction in the job what you do. So ultimately, the ultimate objective of any objective is to be happy. Okay, so you need to be happy at the end of the day. So that happiness will come only when you got your own values and your standards, and you should have that patience enough to deal with people. Okay, and one important yardstick what you can have is, which can measure the employee satisfaction, is the exit interview. I was talking to you about role clarity and the interpersonal skills, isn't it? 2 components, and likewise the compensation also. So if you wanted to know that whether all these 4 components are working out in the same way, and there is one methodology called as exit interview. During the exit interview, people will definitely give correct answers. Okay, so you can take their inputs so that you can make corrective actions. Please understand that no individual human being in this world is always a god. We have only godliness quality, but we have to keep on increasing it. Okay, you have to shed your devilish activity and increase your godliness activity according to Sigmund Freud's theory, the first theory what I taught you. So in exit interview, we can find out where we are going wrong and we have to take some corrective actions. So exit interview, you need to have a formal interview and talk to them about what are the areas you need to have some change. So as I've told you in the first class in my principles of management, it is a process. Management is a process. You should have feedback and corrective action. Once you feel that you are good and there is no need of change, then you are not going to grow. And likewise, the basic nature of management is management should be dynamic. Management is not static. So if it should be dynamic, then you should have change. Okay. So exit interview you have to have and you have to change yourself. Fine. So as I've told you, involuntary turnover occurs when the organization requires employees to leave, but they would prefer to stay, and voluntary things is initiated by themselves. Both are costly because we need to again recruit someone else. So involuntary turnover leads to lawsuits and even violence. So you should be ready to face it. You will face many consequences. Someone will come. Okay, they will come and ask you why you did this, why you did that. People will be there to question you. When you show that as a procedure and a policy, then you will get escape from that. Otherwise, they will penalize you individually. But when you take an action like permanent separation, like termination or discharge, then you have to be very clear about that. And likewise, discipline action, when you take, you have to do it without discrimination. Okay, for one person you are discriminating and the other person you are not discriminating, then you will end up in trouble. For example, I will tell you one method what I follow. When I give moderation to people during your internal marks, I give the same mark to everyone. If I give moderation 2, I give moderation 2 to everyone. 3, I give 3 to everyone. Only in certain situations I give 1 mark or 2 marks extra. I will not reduce. I'll give extra to round it off. Okay, so this sort of principles you need to have, and you need to treat people without discrimination, by which you can live with guts and you can maintain your own value system. Okay, so this is the summary of what I've been teaching you in this particular PPT. I think with this I stop. We are running out of time. Thank you for the patient listening. Next class I will actually might be we will be having only another class, and you will on 18th you are starting your this thing examination. So when is your next class? Thursday. We will be having counseling on that day. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.